Hello and welcome to the Foilist TV. This is the last of 3 videos I'm making covering 3 particularly epic bouts from the Paris Olympics. The first 2 are already up, so feel free to check them out if you haven't yet. This bout features Cheung of Hong Kong, who of course ended up winning the gold medal, making him the first back-to-back Olympic gold medalist in men's foil since 1956, and his opponent was Enzo Lefort of France, who was world champion in 2019 and 2022, the seasons before and after the Tokyo Olympics. Both were also having really good seasons, being ranked 3rd and 6th respectively going into this event. Not only were they having similarly good seasons, but they also have very similar styles of fencing. Both favor very distinctive types of attacks. For Cheung, a relaxed, almost lazy-looking march into a long compound finish, and for Lefort, say it with me, the classic French withheld running attack. Both are also very skilled at all kinds of counterattacks, stop hits, and generally finding opportunities to disrupt their opponent's attacks. As a result, this bout ended up much slower paced than the previous 2 we've covered, with lots of long back-and-forth phrases that ate up a lot of time. Their toolkits are so similar that often one fencer would score with some action, and then the other would score with a nearly identical action on the very next phrase. That said, there were some important differences that really made the bout interesting. Both fencers were beating the blade constantly when they were marching, which makes sense given how devastating each other's counterattacks can be, but Lefort found an interesting way of dealing with Cheung's march. Basically, he would wait until Cheung beat his blade, and then immediately beat back, resulting in 2 blade contacts within about an eighth of a second. The first would be Cheung's, but the second would be Lefort's, effectively letting him take the right of way immediately after one of Cheung's beats. This worked many times to let Lefort start his own march. Once, he was even able to land an immediate riposte, but once he mistimed it, so his beat and Cheung's beat were simultaneous, which meant that Cheung retained the right of way and scored with his attack. Cheung had no direct analog to that defensive setup. He preferred to use pointed line to keep Lefort at bay and flex his very strong counterattack game, rather than looking for new ways to start his own attacks. However, Cheung did have a tendency to misidentify Lefort slowing down his attack as him actually stopping, or starting slowly after Cheung fell short as him not starting at all, and beginning his own attack into the perceived prep. And when I say beginning, I mean often just an advance or 2 with a bent arm, which, especially given how tightly referees are calling that situation now, is not exactly selling it as an attack and prep. I'm not sure if Lefort was actively trying to trick him by slowing down, or if Cheung was just being a bit opportunistic and getting it wrong. Regardless, it cost Cheung both his video challenges, 2 touches, and almost the whole bout, if not for Lefort going off target once. And now for the obligatory discussion of Lefort's running attack. Maybe I'm a bit out of the loop, or maybe it's because Cheung is left-handed, but Lefort's running attacks all seem to start in 6 and end in prime, a very unusual looking finish with a really big line change at the end. Early on, Cheung was able to stop hit pretty easily. Late in the second period, though, Lefort somehow got them working, and got up to 14-12 with the help of 2 of them. However, the next 2 times he tried it, including at 14-14, Cheung counterattacked while crushing the distance, and got 1 light at the expense of a pretty rough impact with Lefort's body immediately afterward. I'm sure he would consider that a good trade, though. That's all I have for this bout. As always with bouts from the Olympics, the commentary video is on my website and linked in the description. Feel free to discuss this bout in the comments. And with that, I'm stepping away from making videos for another long stretch. Though I must say it has been an absolute pleasure to watch these bouts with you. We were spoiled with some truly epic bouts this Olympics, and I wish I could do more. Of course, now that the raw footage from Paris is available to torrent, nothing is stopping any of you from analyzing it yourselves. As for when I'll be back, I honestly don't know yet. Certainly before the next Olympic season, but beyond that, all I can say is to expect videos from me when you least expect them. In the meantime, I'll still be reachable on Discord, Reddit, and here in the YouTube comments. And of course, I'm still involved with fencing in real life too. I will ask that you please don't bombard me with video requests or asking when I'll be back. Believe me, you'll be the first to know when I do. So yeah, I won't say goodbye since I'm not really going anywhere. All I will say is stay sharp.